Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All right, this is our property. Um, Today we are going to collect soil sample to send to a laboratory for soil testing. We are not professional farmer. We are dreaming of becoming a farmer. If you following this channel so that you can learn how to farm, you are in the wrong place. We starting farming this year. Actually, last year in our backyard, it was like 50 for 50. So it was a kind of a failure and then kind of growing some stuff. And this year we take it to the field. So this is our 31 acres of land. We bought with a couple of partners. We are building a micro resort boutique hotel, farm to table, wedding venue, event space in this property. So you probably know about those stuff since I've been talking about them in a lot of my videos. But since we are in the process of developing a design concept for this property, and I think it's necessary to test the land since we're planning on having a farm to see what can grow, what cannot grow. Basically, is an error and trial, error and whatever they say, trial and error, trying to see if we can grow vegetables or anything else, orchard and stuff like that. And we are starting the farm. So these are neighbor farm right there, and this is our property. So if you did not know, or the first time you see the channel, you didn't know about our property, and this is it. So I did not record the process of putting a tillage top on the grass. It was very windy. It was three of us fighting with the wind in order to lay that top. We could have leave it for another day, but we live 3 hours away from this property. So if we didn't put it that time, today is supposed to be the day that we put it, and it will be much easier today because it's not windy. But we did it. And then this is our field. This is our meadow. And then the forest in the back is ours. It's a 13 acres forest combined with everything else. Okay, this is our field. It's kind of like a 6 point something acres of open field here. And we do not have, well, we don't want to start a big farm and the year one of farming because we don't want to set ourselves for failure. So we're expecting some kind of failure might happen, but on a lower budget, so that's something we can afford. So we don't want to spend $20,000 growing crops on this field and lose everything. So this is our open field. You probably wonder what's in the background. Are there cabins or anything? No, not the cabins yet. And those used to be a ranch, a horse farm, and in the back, those are horse shelter. So This is the lower sides of our land, and you can see it's still wet. Most likely we won't be able to collect any sample on here, right? And it's still wet. What we're gonna do is we're going to see if we can collect samples mostly in the area we're planning to grow stuff. But we're trying to test the whole 6 acres. We're trying to do that, but I don't think we will be able to get great samples in some areas because since they're still wet. All right, so I will show you our top. We cover the grass over there. You can see in the background probably. Let me see if I can zoom in. You can see we have a couple of barrel stuff like that. All right, I'll show you when I get there closer. Yeah, so it was a fight to lay this down. Now you probably wonder why we go all the way over here to lay our tap instead of somewhere on there. Okay, so this is the lower part of the property, and most of the time is wet. So what we do is we move to a more dry area to lay our tap and start our gardening. And the idea is we try to find the ideal area to start our vegetable garden and also flowers. So now over there is the street. Probably won't see it because we're kind of far away. But now from driving in that street toward the property, and you get a view of what's going on there. And it is so beautiful if it's a flower field. So we will have flowers there. And since we're planning to have a wedding venue and agritourism activity here, people can come and pick their own flowers. I think we have something great here, something beautiful. We're not trying to complicate it anything. We're gonna have a farm for sure because we have a farm to table. But think about a couple of customer coming in and enjoy beautiful flower in the meadow one day. Man, this will be wonderful. We're gonna have some kind of corn this year, maybe 1 acre of corn. But the field is so big. It's 6 acres. We're not planning on having a lot of stuff here. At least not for this year. Okay, so this year we just planning on having a small vegetable farm and probably some flower. But we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, it's already 9 minutes video. Let's start collecting samples, and we'll show you what's going on. Okay, stay with us. Okay, so we're about to collect our first sample. Manny, we can move down here somewhere soft enough that we can go to. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Pas tout ça en bas. Take everything down there. Do that. That's good. White pineapple. See? Hmm. That's interesting. Damn. Everywhere we go, there's some kind of work. Might be good, might be bad. Maybe drainage is good because there's a lot of work. Wax. Wax. But I mean, you can see, I really like the color. Sample number 4. Sample number 4. Okay, this is our situation. So we're supposed to collect 6 inches of soil, right? So now every time we reach 4 inches, there's a lot of works on the ground. This is our fourth sample, and it's the same thing. So I'm thinking we have a very high bed work. Right? It might not be a bed work, but a lot of works within 4 inches of soil. So I'm not sure how that's gonna affect the soil sample result, but it's supposed to be between 6 and 7 inches. So we only can get 4 inches, and this is not a probe, but I think even with the soil collecting kit, we will still have problem. So far we can only get 4 inches. So we're trying to go a little deeper, but yeah, this is our situation. I'll let you know what happened next. I don't know if you can see this. If you are a professional farmer, let me know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. This is warm. I'm getting out of my soil. Okay, so I think this is a good thing. See a lot of them. See a small one here. See. Okay, and look at this. Beautiful. I'm really satisfied. Okay, this is part 2 of collecting sample. So we done collecting sample in the empty meadow here, but we have another side of the property that's not been cultivated, growing anything. We are going to collect sample on this side. Why is it's because that's where we're planning to have our orchard. Our orchard. So yeah, this side of the property, well, the old property has not been doing anything. So like I said, this was previously a uh, horse ranch, and we are planning to have some stuff going. This is where we're planning to have our orchard, And down there, it's been designated as wetland. Okay, so over there, so there's nothing we can do on this on the other side. But we're gonna try to see if we can collect some sample for here. Stay tuned. Okay, so this is our collection. This is our collection. We are about to get our last sample. All right. Okay, this is our last sample that we're sending out. We finished collecting on this side. The differences between those two, the soil quality is kind of the same, but we find more rocks here than over there. And I know why, because the other side here is a hay field. So over time, it builds up organic matter and make the soil a little higher than here. Here, uh, the the distances between the topsoil and the rock is really shallow. I think it's like 3 inches, 3 to 4. We fight very hard to get 2 or 3 samples that have 6 inches, and we have to move around a lot so that we can get that 6 inches of soil in this area. A lot of rocks. So basically, uh, this is going to be our orchard, and for sure, this is gonna be one of the hardest work that we're gonna do here to get our trees around. So you can see we have Christmas trees there, pine trees, and stuff like that. But I don't know how they go. Maybe the birds bring them here or something. So we don't really know. Now I'm going to go to the forest to give you a peek. So we have a beautiful 13 acres of forest over there. And every time I come here to the property, if I don't go to the forest, I don't feel good. So today it's beautiful enough to go hike a little bit in the forest, walk around. I'll give you a tour.